All right, so your ledgers. This is the most important video of this entire series. You need to pay very close attention here. Let me repeat that. This is the most important video in this entire series. You need to pay very close attention. Your ledgers need to indicate what it would cost someone else to build the bike that you're building. Not what you paid to build the bike, not what it cost you, but what would it cost someone else to build that bike. I'm not talking about labor. I'm talking about parts. I'm talking about anything you had to outsource. I'm talking about that. So, for example, let's say that in building the bike, you decide that you've got another set of mirrors that would work better on that bike. And you like the way they look better. So you just go and you got them, they've been sitting in your bin for, 5 years, and you got them for a case of beer or something, whatever. Just because you have those sitting back in a bin and they're not costing you anything, you don't just throw them on the bike and, oh, well, they were free and that was it. Because again, your ledger needs to be an indication of what it would cost someone to build the bike that you're building. That's how the ledger works. And there's a reason for that. The reason is we get some garage builders and we get some independent shops that have 20 years worth of shit sitting in bins, and they could literally put together several bikes without spending a dime. And so if that's the case, they can come in with their donor bike, they can bolt $5,000 worth of shit on it, calling it all free because it was all out of their bins, and then they spend their $1,500 budget on something else, whatever, paint, whatever, and that's where it becomes unfair. That's where we can't have that. So again, your ledger needs to be an indication of what it would cost someone else to build that bike. And that's why. It's to keep it fair for everybody. So if you do go grab a set of mirrors out of a parts bin, they might be $200 Arlen Ness mirrors, that you've had sitting back there for 5 years, 10 years. I'm not saying you got to put $200 on your ledger, but to be fair, what would it cost somebody to buy those same mirrors at a swap meet or on eBay or something? $20, $30, fine. Put $20, $30 on your ledger, okay? That's how it needs to go. And that's just to keep it all fair, okay? Also, on the tools video, I had mentioned about the use of some special tools. Maybe you've got a mill or a lathe or a CNC or some mandrel bender or whatever. Maybe you've got some equipment that doesn't fall into really the blue collar build off. I mean, it kind of gives you an advantage. If that's the case, I'm not saying that you cannot use those tools. I mean, if you have them available, they're there, you know how to use them. But to keep it fair, if you're going to machine or fabricate or do anything related to your build with the use of any of that special equipment, you need to put it on your ledger. And what you need to put on your ledger is how much would you charge a customer that came in to fabricate that floorboard or to machine those brackets or whatever the case may be. Any tools, if you're a shop or even if you're just an individual sitting at home, just got some crazy ass, machinery, if you're using those in your build, just to be fair, again, the ledger needs to read like what would it cost someone else to reproduce that bike. So your average guy, is not going to have any of this special equipment. What would it cost him to go down the street and have somebody CNC those floorboards or fabricate those brackets, or whatever the case may be. So that's how that stuff needs to be addressed on your ledger. Millwork, $100, whatever the case may be. Okay? See you guys on the next video.